Hello, it is time for another unboxing and probably my last unboxing of 2020. Like, I don't know yet which order the FairyLoot and Illumicrate unboxings are going to be, but this could be the last one of the year. So this is for the December Illumicrate and this box is bulging, like proper bulging. Like, they had to tape up the sides, not just here like they usually do. That's how much it was bulging. So I am going to dig in. So if you don't want to see what's in this, stop watching now. So the theme for December was a legacy to protect, and let's just dive straight in. I'm just gonna go for it. So the first item, which was causing it to bulge so much, is the next mug in the series. Honestly, these mugs give me life. I absolutely adore these mugs so much. And this is amazing. Look at that. So this is designed off of the Daevabad trilogy, which I have the first book on audiobook. Need to read it, and everyone raves about this, so I have very high hopes for this series. But this mug is gorgeous whether I like the series or not, so excited for this. Next up we have this little nail file, which is super cool. This is actually Last Airbender inspired, and I'm not like a fan of Last Airbender, so this will actually be going to my friend Liv because she is a huge fan and she uses nail files more than me, as you can tell from my nails. So, but this is a very cool item. I love practical items. Even if they're not practical for me, they're going to be practical for a lot of people, and I know this is going to go to a person who's going to absolutely adore it. So this is awesome. Next up we have this little pad. Now this is Poppy War inspired. It's got a quote on the top, but it's got the weekdays, and then down the side it's got TBR and to-do list. This is going to be so handy for me next year, because one of my goals for next year in both reading and just life in general is to be more organized, because this year did not go well. So I'm very excited for an item like this, and obviously you can just like tear off the pages at the end of each week, but this is going to come in handy so badly in 2021. So I am a huge fan of this, and even though I haven't read the Poppy War yet, I absolutely love the design around this. It's very pretty. Next up we have these two little magnets. This is the Cool family, and I'm not actually sure what book series these are from, but it's definitely a series I haven't read. So, but these are very cool, and gotta love a magnet. Next up we have a little pouch, and this is the monthly pin. This is very, very cool. It's like two little tarot cards. I like this. It's very cute. And then we have two books this month again. So the first book is The Cousins by Karen M. McManus, and you know what? I wish I'd known this book was going to be in the box, because I pre-ordered this book. So once again, I have two copies of it. So this isn't the main book in the box. This is just an additional one because it's Christmas and they put two books in. And yeah, I wish I'd known before I pre-ordered the book, because now I have two of the exact same. So yay! But this sounds so good, so I'm going to read you the blurb. Also, black edges, amazing. My other copy has black edges. My other copy is exactly the same as this, so yeah. But I'm going to read you the blurb for this. The Story family are the envy of their neighbours, rich, beautiful and glamorous, until it all falls apart. The four children are suddenly dropped by their mother with a single sentence: "You know what you did." They never hear from her again. Years later, when cousins Aubrey, Millie and Jonah Story receive a mysterious invitation to spend the summer at their grandmother's resort, they have no choice but to follow their curiosity and meet the woman who's been such an enigma their entire lives. The teenagers are determined to discover the truth, but some secrets are better left alone. So Karen M. McManus writes the best YA thrillers ever. I've only read two of her now 4 books, but they're all like, the two that I have read I have like devoured, because I physically cannot put them down because they're so like gripping. So I have very high hopes for this. I have no doubt that this is going to be exactly the same as the two that I have read, and I am excited to dive into this eventually. Then we have the second book, but I'm just going to put that down for a minute because we have one more item, and it is this binder. So it says history, huh? Bet we could make some. And I'm not sure what book this is actually from, but it's from Casey McQuiston book. I believe it's Red, White and Royal Blue. I could be wrong on that. But although I have not read that book yet, this is not any binder. This, let me take it out of this. So this is like a photo album type binder, but these are like the perfect size for certain art prints I have, but they're also the perfect size for 2 of the Fairy Loot tarot cards. I feel like fandoms collide. This coming in a Lumacrate box, but I'm going to use it for Fairy Loot tarot cards. But this is amazing, and I am obsessed with this because the moment I found out that you could fit 2 tarot cards in each page, I lost my mind, because I've been trying to find something like this so that I can have my tarot cards like not just in a box for so long. So this is incredible. I'm so happy with this. And then finally we have the main book, and I just nearly hit myself in the face with that. But this, I am just gonna get this out if I can. So this is The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. So this I'm excited for. I've heard so many things about this. I'm always excited for the books. It's literally my comment every single time I do these unboxings. I'm excited. So I've heard a lot of people that got arcs of this really liked this, so I do have very high hopes to like this. Also, it has bright pink edges, which are incredible. And then there is no like reverse dust jacket art or like naked cover, but the naked cover is this really gorgeous pinky purpley colour, and I really like it. It goes very well with the edges and the black of the actual cover. And then it does have a signed book plate from both authors, but this sounds very good. So on the back it says only their sisterhood can save them, and I am going to read you the blurb. Only their sisterhood can save them. At first glance, the sisters of ultra-exclusive Kappa Rho Nu, the Ravens, seem like typical sorority girls. Ambitious, beautiful and smart, they're the most powerful girls on Westerly College's Savannah, Georgia campus. But the Ravens aren't just regular sorority girls, they're witches. Scarlet Winter has always known she's a witch, and she's determined to be the sorority's president, just like her mother and sister before her. But if a painful secret from her past ever comes to light, she could lose everything. Vivi Devereux has no idea she's a witch, and she's never lived in one place long enough to make a friend. So when she gets a coveted bid to pledge the Ravens, she vows to do whatever it takes to be part of the magical sisterhood. The only thing standing in her way is Scarlet, who doesn't think Vivi is Raven's material. But when a wicked power rises on campus, the girls will have to put their rivalry aside to save their fellow sisters. Someone has discovered the Raven's secret, and that someone will do anything to see these witches burn. I love witch stories so much, and I feel like witch stories have like really come back in the last couple of years, which makes me so happy. Like same with vampire books, like vampire and witch books needed this comeback the last few years. But this sounds really good, and I am, you've guessed it, excited. But I'm looking forward to reading this when I eventually get to it. Because let's be real, this is me. I ain't gonna get to it anytime soon. But when I do get to it, I think I'm going to very much enjoy this. So that was my unboxing. My favourite item is actually really easy this month, and it is the like photo album binder thing, because it's perfect and it's been what I have been looking for. So that is my favourite item. But I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. As always with my unboxings, I'll put the names of all the artists and shops who contributed to the items in this box in the description box below, and I will see you next time. Bye!